Hey my good friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I'm here at the Chicago Auto Show, and in our preview video we did for the Ford Expedition, the new 2018, I promised you a closer look when we got here. And that's exactly what's coming up. At the Chicago Auto Show, the 2018 Ford Expedition made its first public debut since it had been revealed in Texas just days before the show. And here, Ford brought out both the standard wheelbase and extended wheelbase Expedition Max to be seen up close and personal. The new Ford Expedition is essentially the same size by all visual thumbnails as has to be assumed, since Ford didn't yet provide any specifications. The only number Ford's given us, in fact, is the up to 300 pounds lighter statement as a result of its all-aluminum body construction. Keep in mind, however, it's still a body-on-frame truck-based SUV. Given the body in white is well more than 300 pounds less, Ford used some of that weight savings to give it a stronger, high-strength steel frame underneath, and other weight savings was spent on a lot of the new technologies and safety features required of the new generation Expedition. Being able to see the vehicles up close was good to really get a read on some of the detail and how it's put together and how the trims and lighting features all coincide. It's clear the Expedition, like before, shares not a single body stamping with the Ford F-150 upon which it's loosely based. This means unique doors without the sill step down of the F-150, rear doors with their own opening outlines, and side flanks getting their own crease work and design. Of the many little things that caught my eye was the way the wheel arches are actually slightly inset at the top with a protruding lip above. Headlamps shown on the two Platinum Expeditions at the show were full LED with prominent signature daytime running lights. Fog lights were LED as well, and the grille work, while unique to the Expedition, very much in keeping stylistically with what we saw on the new 2018 F-150. At the rear is a much better and more upscale look from the last generation Expedition. A wraparound rear glass look is accomplished by a black plastic corner piece, but if you look close, however, it's got an airfoil to give the corner piece a sharper edge. A standard rear spoiler finishes off the top profile in a very Land Rover-like way, a detail surely many will say Ford copied from them or even GM. Nonetheless, I think it looks pretty well done. Taillights are brightly lit LED units, an element likely standard all the way down on entry-level models. Comparing the long wheelbase Max to the standard Expedition, they've managed to make them look pretty uniform to one another. The big difference, of course, is the location of the rear door cut line relative to the rear axle and the length of the rear cabin. Getting a look inside at this point, you can see that the Max has a sizable third-row seat space that's easily reached by a new slide and tilt second-row seat. The standard Expedition is similar but slightly tighter here. The rear cargo area seen here on the Max is commendable behind the third-row seat, but one thing I really keyed in on here was the somewhat high lift-in height of the rear cargo floor. I didn't have a current Expedition to compare, but it seemed a little bit higher at first blush. You can see at the door openings the additional structural elements that have come with the aluminum body construction. Aluminum is indeed lighter, but often less strong than steel per square inch, so additional material had to be added at key structural areas like here at the door frames. The dash, as I said in our first look video, is a virtual deadlift from the F-150 for the first time in decades here in the Expedition. Not a bad thing, mind you, as it's well designed and plenty upscale here, with additional trim elements and genuine wood trim here in the Platinum. The major shift here is the rotary gear selector instead of the traditional gear lever. Some will love it for the open space it provides, others will hate it for its lack of intuitiveness and the missing place to instinctively rest your hand. At least there's an available panoramic glass roof, which at least for now is a class exclusive for the American branded full-size SUVs, though I expect it won't be long before GM follows up with their own offering in this area. Powering the 2018 Ford Expedition at first will only be a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 and 10-speed automatic transmission, expected to be identical to the one in the new 2018 F-150. Final power figures haven't yet been released, but figure somewhere between 370 and 380 horsepower with torque at or about 470 pound-feet. When the Lincoln Navigator version comes, it's expected to have a bump to about 400 horsepower to be just above. Whether or not they're going to offer the new diesel, such as in the F-150, not yet said. Well, there you have it for the 2018 Ford Expedition. Big news this year, I think probably the biggest news here at the Chicago Auto Show. Now, you can click right here and see all of our Chicago Auto Show coverage, or click there, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Either way, stay tuned.